Clements Homebrew, coming at ya. Yeah, it's just me, the old man. I got a timely review I've got to do tonight. I got in several days ago a bottle of, or 4 bottles actually, of Hopslam. Oh yeah. Yep, got it sent in from the East Coast. You know, I wish we could get it even fresher. We just can't quite do that out here, but this is one of the January 3rd, 2013 bottles. I know they had another batch that was from the 10th bottling, but hey, I'm thrilled to get this. So this is the 2013 Hopslam, the Imperial IPA at 10% and 70 IBUs. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing open. This is one of those beers that gets the ultra high ratings wherever you go. And you can see it's a nice looking beer. It's really kind of a golden to orange in color. Very nice. Everyone knows this gets like 100 ratings from Beer Advocate, Rate Beer. I think the brothers with Beer Advocate actually only gave it a 94. It's made with honey along with the malts, and it has 6 different hops, as well as it's dry hopped generously with Simcoe. So I'm going to get a nose on the Hopslam. Oh, and I'll admit I did have a bottle earlier in the week when it first came in, but I'm getting, now that I'm evaluating, I'm getting even more aromas than I did before. Just a lot of fruit, a lot of tropical fruit. I definitely got some mango off that. Some pineapple. This particular one has I've heard varying things, light, low, whatever. This is a generous amount of pineapple in the aroma. I'm getting some like more of a tangerine kind of an orange, but or maybe orange juicy. It's very sweet orange on that. Wow, and it's a really like floral hops with this. I mean, very floral hops, just wonderful, wonderful hop scent coming off this. You pick up at the end, you get a hint of the honey, as well as maybe a light bit of breadiness to it, possibly. I could smell this for a long time. This is really a wonderful scent, I have to admit. We're gonna go ahead and get a taste on this one. Oh, I gotta tell you, I've had several sips. I'll probably cut that all out, but kind of gurgle it in the mouth and swish it around and drink on it, and what wonderful flavors. On the back end, you actually get a lot of that sweet honey flavor. This is not an over-hopped beer. Now, I heard there was a bad batch out there, and I definitely did not get that. This is a really, really flavorful. I'm not getting as much of the grapefruit as I've heard from people, but it's definitely there. There's definitely some citrus. You know, I get more of a little bit, as it lingers, a little bit of the bitterness, but it's a light bitterness. It's not an overwhelming bitterness. But you still get some of those things that you got in the aroma. You know, you're still getting some of that pineapple, less of the mango, more of the pineapple, but still some of that tropicalness in there. Again, you get the honey on the backside. There's just a nice sweetness from the malt. The longer it sits, and I'm sitting here talking, more of the bitterness kind of hits the back though, which is not quite as appealing. As long as you're drinking, you're not quite getting that. But on the front end, you get more of the citrus on the tip of the tongue, along with that sweetness on the front end. It is interesting though. The more that I drink this, more of this kind of, I'll be honest, this off flavor of hops kind of builds. So I know that some of the theoretically bad bottles came from the January 3rd batch, and so I still wonder if that's not somewhat influencing it. For all the great aromas and upfront flavors, that this off taste that's building is very distracting from the whole thing. I've heard this year is from a lot of people has not been as good as previous years, which just makes me wish I'd had some of those previous years. Still a really, really good one if you can still get this. I would say do not get any from the January 3rd batch. If you can get the January 10 batch, but it's one of these beers beggars can't be choosers, and it's hard to get. In fact, a little bit of almost soapiness is kind of building on the back side with these hops in the end, which is really saddening because there's so much wonderful, wonderful up front and mid flavors off of the beer. Rating time. You know, I mean, you gotta love a 10%, you know, Imperial. It masks the alcohol very, very well. The IBUs are at 70, so it's not an overwhelmingly hoppy beer. If I were to have rated this beer, probably in the first 10 seconds of drinking on it, maybe 15, I would have definitely given this an AA+. We would have been in the 95 to 99 range for sure. Possibly, you know, I don't know I give many things 100 ever, but after continuing to drink this and the off flavors that I'm getting, a little bit of a soapiness and odd bitter flavor, unfortunately I just can't give it that high ranking that I would love to do. I'm torn. I'm going to give this a 90, I think, for a double IPA. It has so many exceptional qualities. I'm definitely going to be seeking this out next year and hope that I get, you know, the Hopslam that I've always heard about. But it's a nice balanced beer. Outside of those off flavors, I think the balance with the hops and the balance with the malts and that little bit of nice honey off of it that you get and the nice tropical flavors, this really could have been just an absolute home run beer for sure. I'm still going to finish the bottle, folks. A 90 is never a bad beer, that's for sure. So this is Kevin from ClementsHomebrew saying, life is too short to drink cheap beer. And I will definitely see you in the next beer review. We'll catch you next time around, folks.